Welcome everybody to some more Black Ops 4. It's been a hot minute since I've touched Black Ops 4 because I've mainly just been addicted to GTA 5 Online. And in fact, this map here that I'm playing, Lockup, I have never played this map in my entire life. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Call of Duty. Let's talk about the more important news. The Last of Us 2. What the fuck is going on? Before I get into my opinions of The Last of Us 2, first of all I want to mention that there are going to be spoilers in this video, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, then I recommend clicking off. However, if you have not heard any of the spoilers and you're still on the fence of whether or not you want to expose yourself to it, I would recommend that you actually put your fears aside and just look into the leaks, look into the spoilers, because it's going to give you a good idea of whether or not you even want to buy this game anymore, because coming from personal experience, I was on the fence of whether or not I wanted to look at the leaks and spoil the game for myself. However, I don't regret it whatsoever because the game sounds like it's going to be absolute dog shit, and I'm actually not going to be buying it anymore because I simply don't see it as worth my money. So as I said, if you're on the fence of whether or not you should look at the spoilers, I would recommend it because you're not going to be disappointed. Yes, you're going to be disappointed with the story, however, you're not going to be disappointed with the fact that you're going to save spending your money on an absolute dog shit title. Well, anyway, let's get into it and my opinions. I really quickly want to mention that I played The Last of Us for the first time maybe less than 6 months ago. I actually never touched the game when it originally came out on the old gen consoles, but I ended up picking up the game a while back and I played it through for the first time ever a few months ago, and I fucking loved it. I would go as far as to say that it is the best story-based game that I've ever played in my entire life. It was incredible. I'm not going to spoil the original game because if you haven't played it, absolutely go and buy the remaster and fucking play it. But regardless, for now, I'm just going to say that I absolutely loved the original game. I thought it was fantastic. Definitely one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life, and I really recommend that you pick it up. I couldn't believe that I went this long without playing that fantastic game. But anyway, seeing as I was such a big fan of The Last of Us, I was really excited to hear that The Last of Us 2 was going to be coming out. Me and Ayeshi have really been anticipating this game because we both really love the original. However, and this is where I'm going to get into the leaks and the spoilers, so again, if you don't want to hear them, click off this video, but as I said, I recommend that you just read into them because I'm telling you, after you hear them, you're not going to want to pick up this game. Or at least I won't pick up the game day one. Maybe I'll pick it up on discount for like $5 or something. So as I said earlier in this video, I was on the fence of whether or not I wanted to look at the spoilers, but then I actually looked at them and she said that she absolutely hated what she was reading. And so I was like, fine, I'll just give in. I'll look at the spoilers. And I am absolutely shocked. And I can't believe that this game is going to be released. Like, it's actually mind-blowing how much they have managed to fuck up the story and create this absolute garbage fest that they want to sell to us for full price. It's mind-blowing. The story is pretty much just some shitty fan fiction that you would have pulled off of the internet and just made a story out of it. Like, it's mind-blowing, and I keep saying that, but I'm actually in awe at how bad this is. It turns out that you're going to be playing about half of the game as this Abby character that wasn't even revealed in the trailers yet, which I sort of feel is their way of trying to kind of like push this under the rug and, you know, hide from the fact that you're going to be playing for half of the game as this character that you really do not give a shit about. And this Abby character is rumored to be transsexual because, of course, they just have to pander to LGBTQ communities. You know, forced diversity is pretty much something that we see in a lot of different titles and a lot of different TV shows now, and majority of the time it just ends up going badly because forced diversity doesn't actually benefit a series. If it actually turns out that this Abby character is going to have some depth behind them and that they're actually going to be a good character and them being transsexual is actually part of their character arc, then so be it. That will be great. However, I really don't feel it's actually going to be that case. I feel like the only reason this person is transsexual is because they want to pander to a bunch of different audiences and stuff. They want to make this game as friendly as possible, which, listen, I don't have a problem against transsexual people. I don't give a shit if a character is transsexual, but when it's so obviously put there as a reason to pander, I feel like it does way more harm to LGBTQ communities than any good. Well, anyway, I don't really have many gripes with the idea that Abby is going to be transsexual. I mean, I think that it's pandering, but whatever. I could live with that. However, it turns out that this character that you're going to be playing half of the game through, and you really don't give a fuck about them, is actually going to kill Joel. Joel, a beloved main character from the original game. We all love this character. Is going to get killed off by a character that we don't give a shit about, who is placed there just to appeal to as many people as possible, just to pander. This character that we don't like, who is going to be portrayed as the villain, or at least from my understanding, they're going to be a character that we really do not like. That person is just going to kill off one of our most beloved characters in the most disrespectful way possible by beating them over the head with a golf club while Ellie watches it. I mean, why? Who made this decision? It's kind of sickening that they thought that this was a good idea, and it's also rumored that Abby is going to kill off Ellie, or that Ellie is just going to die at some point during the story, which I don't really understand. I mean, I have no problem with Joel or Ellie dying at some point during the story because, you know, it could be very interesting in the way that they do, but I feel like the way they're executing this, the way they're planning to kill off these characters, is fucking terrible. I'm not gonna talk much more about the story because, quite honestly, you could just look into it yourself, but just know that it's probably going to be really, really bad, and we're going to be highly disappointed. I think it would take a fucking miracle for them to actually bring this game back and somehow make it enjoyable. As I said earlier in this video, because of all these leaks and these spoilers that have come out, I'm actually not going to be purchasing the game anymore, or at least I'm not going to be doing so on day one, because I feel like it's going to be a really terrible story, and it's just not worth my money. There's also another scandal. Supposedly Sony and Naughty Dog are striking people's videos because they're simply discussing the game, and it's very possible that this video is going to be striked. So if that happens, well then fuck me. I'm gonna get my first ever strike on my YouTube channel because I'm simply talking about the game and not even showing any screenshots or any gameplay that has been leaked. But yeah, I'm not going to be picking up the game. But I'm wondering what they're going to do in response to this. I wonder if they're going to change the game, because in my personal opinion, the only thing that Naughty Dog can do at this point is suspend the release of the game for now and completely change the story up, because the amount of backlash that this game is receiving right now is huge, and there's no way that they can just ignore it. This is going to affect sales. Everybody knows the story at this point, and a lot of people are not buying this game anymore. So I feel like the only way that they can really turn this ship around is if they start from scratch, change the story up, and delay the game even more. And even then sales are still going to be hit, because a lot of people already have the taste of shit in their mouth. Even if they do change the story, I'm still going to be extremely skeptical of whether or not I want to pick up the game day one, and I probably won't. It's just far too risky in my opinion. I'd rather wait for reviews to come out, and honestly, if the story is going to be absolute dog shit when the game is released, I'm just going to pretend it doesn't even exist. I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to ruin the memories I have with The Last of Us. I thought the original game was so fantastic, and I'm not going to let The Last of Us 2 and Naughty Dog's terrible decision making in the production of this game ruin that. But anyway, that's all I had to say about this game. I know that I'm kind of just echoing a lot of the other leaks and spoilers that a lot of other YouTubers have talked about, but I kind of wanted to come out here and at least give my opinion on how I feel about the whole thing, because some of you guys might not even know that I really like The Last of Us. I like the original game, so I wanted to come out here and talk my piece. That's pretty much all I had to say, so I'm gonna wrap this video up here. So yeah guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you smack the like button. If you want to stay up to date with my content, please be sure to subscribe. I'll have my last video in the corner. If you haven't checked that out already, definitely make sure to check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.